Hello, Facebook. It's not my usual live time. Kind of curious how many of you are available to be looking at your phone right now, whether you're at work or at home. So I'm testing to see. Normally I go live about 9 o'clock because that's usually when people are kind of winding down. Kids are quieting down, hopefully in bed. And at night, y'all seem to really like to see crazy blown out makeup. Hi, Christy. But I wanted to do just a quick and easy daytime look. So I've got to go to the post office and thought I would try to clean myself up. Hi, Haley. Just a little bit. And I wanted to show you, surely there will be some kind of dog drama that happens every time I go live. So I apologize in advance. They're all thumping and scratching right now. So my face routine. I love our Quench Cleanse. It's kind of a lotiony cleanser, but I don't use it all that often because I'm not much of a stand over the sink and wash my face kind of girl. So what I always do though, without, well, I don't say without fail because that would just be silly. Hi, Heather. Is I use our Sotox. This is a mushroom enzyme that lightens, tightens, and brightens. It is fantastic, unless of course you're allergic to mushrooms. So I'm going to show you, it just takes that one little squirt and it's a serum. This is not going to give me any moisture. I mean, it feels good going on like it's moisture, but it's not actually a moisturizer. And I want to pay close attention. It's kind of slippery, but not super silicone-y feeling. Hey, Mary, Laura, y'all. Okay, cool. So I'm so curious to see who's like available during the day. And then I use One Drop Wonder. So I don't know if any of you have followed since the very beginning, but my skin has changed pretty dramatically. I've noticed a considerable tightening in my forehead. I wish that I had taken before and after pictures, but honestly I didn't really believe that anything would be this effective that wasn't Botox. So I didn't take a before picture, but I do have early videos that you can pretty clearly see the difference in my skin if you go to the effort. And so this comes in a dropper bottle. This is a little glass bottle. This is 100% pure Palmifera oil. And I just put like half of the dropper on my finger and kind of, stuff is gold, so you don't want to waste it. And just try to get it onto my lips. Oh, I thought you meant you could see a difference between last night. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, I've been a little blown away, honestly. I mean, I know anything you do to your face that you haven't done before, as far as taking care of it, you're going to see an improvement. But it's pretty miraculous. I do have several customers who are no longer using their old regimen and have just completely switched because, again, they really can't believe that it's so incredibly effective. So these two products together are $112, and this is all that you need. Oily skin, dry skin, it's your moisturizer, it's your everything. This has a UV protectant. It does not have SPF. SPF has it's kind of a scary thing if you do some research on it. But this has a natural level of protection, kind of like coconut oil and carrot seed oil have a natural SPF. Again, this is not an SPF, but a protectant. And then this does all of the anti-aging stuff. So this is also antimicrobial, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antiviral. So it's going to go a long way to cleaning out pores. It's kind of a cleanser in and of itself in an oil form. And it's from the seeds of those Bodark apples, those big green bumpy balls that you see on the side of the road. in the 1920s during the Great Depression, the farmers and people noticed that the deer and raccoons were pulling open those green balls and eating the seeds out of them, which told them that they had some sort of God-given instinct that that was good for them. And when medicine was scarce, they utilized what they had. So there were these rumors of these seeds being really having powerful healing properties and stuff. So this scientist in one of those inconsequential I states, who was also a chemist, pressed the oil, and we have exclusive rights to it. So you can only get Pomifera through that scientist guy or us. So that's what it is, and it's only that oil. There's nothing else in there. Nothing. It's just literally right out of a tree. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Carolyn. Okay, so I am going to use, that's kind of my face routine. I hadn't done it yet this morning, so I thought I would just pop on, see who's available, and do it. And I'm not doing a full face, nothing dramatic today. I'm going to do just concealer, no foundation. The better my skin gets, the happier I am not to wear foundation. And I wanted to show you the power of cleaning up just this area and how much of a difference it makes in the rest of your face. So I'm going to use my finger, and this is our number 2 concealer. Normally I use the 0 concealer because I would be blending it with foundation. But I don't have any foundation to blend it with, so I don't want it to be quite that white. Using my finger to kind of warm it up a little. You can see it's a much more neutral flesh color, and probably the exact right color for, I'm looking at the list here, every single one of you could wear this color. I wish I had your skin. It's looking great. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have said that when I started this. Erin got a hold of me and was like, what is wrong with you? I just hadn't done anything to myself. We were living out here on this property before our house was built, in a tent and 2 RVs, and we were like homeless people, and there was very little showering, much less taking care of my skin or focusing on anything. It was just survival, straight up survival. We thought it would be a few weeks. It ended up being a few months. It was complete insanity. So during that time, completely let myself go. I also had a really crappy attitude, as you can imagine. I was frustrated. And so I was patchy. I had lots of scaling. I've never had oily skin, but I had this pore, this one like big pore that was just always filled and black, and that has shrunk down and no longer has any color to it. It's still there, but pores are like balloons. If you fill them up with grease, they get big, but if they're empty, they stay small. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight the bridge of my nose, and that's pretty much it. So that makes a huge difference in just sort of brightening up your face. Hi, Abby. And now look at me. Yeah. I still have a little ways to go, and there's a part of me that really wants to do a chemical peel, just to remove all of this, but I am sort of committing to giving myself a few more months of being really consistent with my LimeLight. Even the first several months, it's just hard for me to be a routine girl. I'm not much of a routine person. So lately, I am seeing incredible results the more consistent I am. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything extreme to my face until I can see what's really going to happen with all of this stuff. So Carolyn says, I've used setting powder and finishing spray. I feel like I'm either doing something wrong or it's one of the perils of wearing glasses. Yeah, there is, that is pressure and a little bit of friction right there. So that is probably going to be just a little bit of an issue. Let's talk about that privately. I think you could probably spot add some additional setting powder to that area, but we'll talk about it. If it gets sweaty and there's friction, that's kind of tough. I asked how to get my concealer to stay earlier. Okay, so I forgot to use the primer spray, but honestly, when I'm just kind of running out and about, I don't use the primer spray. So I have put the concealer on. I want to make sure that it's not settling into any fine lines. If I leave it right now like it is, it will settle into fine lines. So I need to set that with the setting powder. So tapered brush, just a quick sweep. And you'll actually be amazed what the setting powder will do, kind of just to give you a little bit of coverage around the rest of your face, and just sort of diffusing the light that's bouncing off your face. Okay. My hair looked really cute earlier and something happened when I went live. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Now I would go right in for some bronzer, using a tapered brush. It doesn't have to be tapered. This is just my preferred brush. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of color. The hairline. And switch. Not quite as fluid with this hand as the other one. I don't have the sweaty issue, but I'll try the extra powder, and if I can't sort it out, I'll PM you later. Okay, yeah, I would take like a small brush and go right into the setting powder, and then like additionally set that area. Then wait a little bit, then use the primer. So I mean, I know this is a lot of steps, but you know, I know that you are all in, girl, so you'll do whatever it takes. Okay, nose. I squeeze the brush a little bit and just getting a little bit of color onto the side of my nose. I'm not doing a huge contour, but my nose is as crooked as a politician, so gotta have a little bit. You can bring some bronzer down onto your neck just to make sure that you've got some color somewhere else. And brows would be next. I have this little palette set up for myself because these are like the two Don't Leave Home Without Them products. The #2 concealer and the brows. Those are the things that, like, if I can only have time to do two things, those are the ones I would do. Can y'all hear the dog scratching? Okay. He says, also have your nose piece replaced on your glasses if they are older, are full of oil too. Oh, excellent. Good point. Thank you, Laura. Carolyn, hopefully you got that. All right. And I'm going to use the spoolie on the end of my brush to brush them up. It really makes a big difference if the hairs are facing in a upward toward your forehead motion as opposed to just kind of going straight across. It really can make you look quite a bit more lifted. Perky. Okay. And then my favorite thing to do without having to go all nutty on eyeshadow is to just use our #6 blush. This is the one that gives you that little bit of sheen, and put that right in here. And a little bit over the lid. Stay away from this area. You don't need planes landing on your face. Right there. Very subtle, but you can see that little bit of sheen when I turn right on the inside corners, which is going to make me look awake and alive. And what I love about doing mascara, hang on, I gotta adjust, my foot is falling asleep, there we go. doing mascara when I don't have on heavy eyeliner is that, or shadows, dark shadows, so you can really see how powerful this stuff is. It's phenomenal. But before I do that, I'm out of step here. Let me do some blush. I'll show you what I like to do with my blush. So this is Macaroon lip color, and I would take just a little bit on my finger and tap it in, the tiniest amount. Then that kind of ensures that my cheeks and my lips are in the same color family, which really helps to make your eyes do all the talking. So just that little bit right there. It does take a little bit of finesse to make sure that that doesn't look gloppy, but you can do it. When I'm in a hurry, I don't use lip liner. The doe foot on this is pretty effective at getting you a nice border. And this is one of those long lasting lip colors that we have. We do have some regular lipsticks that are really yummy and kind of feel like chapstick, but they take a little bit more time to put on and do a really good job putting them on. Okay, now I'll do mascara. And just pulling it out, make sure there are no big mascara boogers. I'm gonna find the tips. And I'm gonna switch over here before I go back and do the bottom, or the roots, whatever you want to call it. That color looks great on you. Thank you. I was totally not digging Macaroon until I used Erin's, and I was like, what color is this? Why don't I have this? It looks kind of brown in our catalog, so I thought it would just be too brown, but it's really pretty. Okay, so go back and start at the root on the outside, middle, and inside. Macaroon and creme brulee are best sellers. Also I really need you guys to help me find some people in the San Antonio, Austin area to be on my team. I literally have no one. My whole team is at least 3 hours away. Christy and Ginger are the closest, and they are not close at all. I have a lot of customers in Austin, and I really don't want to travel to Austin as much as I have been. So I would love to pass that business off to someone else. So if you know someone who would be good at this, you don't have to be a makeup artist at all. I mean, there's tons of training and plenty of people doing really well without any makeup artistry training whatsoever, just doing their own makeup and showing their own people what these products do for their face. Oh my gosh, the snarfing and the snorting. Would y'all stop? I don't know what is going on with fleas this year, but I have tried everything. Like everything. I bought the expensive stuff. I bought the stuff from Sam's. I've used lavender oil. I've coated them in our 40 Cure Cream. I've done literally I've used Dawn. I've used apple cider vinegar. I've mixed all kinds of weird concoctions. Nothing is working. They're like a new breed of fleas. They're not really in our house. They're just on the dogs. If they were in our house, I wouldn't tell you. Just saying. Okay. If you have a small nose bridge, this might be the problem. Okay. Y'all are still talking about glasses. Hi, Amanda. Yay, Amanda's here. Y'all, this is pretty much it. This is what I would do, kind of running out the door. So look at those lashes. They are amazing. Love this mascara. All day long, you will not see any flaking, none of that makeup poop falling off of your lashes. It is as waterproof as it needs to be without being a waterproof formula. So take that for what it's worth. If we say waterproof, there's a lot of people that wouldn't buy it because waterproof mascara is awful. It keeps your lashes from flexing. It kind of keeps them in a little cocoon. It's extremely difficult to remove also, which means that you're never really getting it all off and allowing your lashes to get a full flex effect. And if you don't put it on correctly, then you're kind of sticking your lashes into the wrong place. 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't use any more waterproof mascara. But I've taken a shower, I've gone swimming, I've done all sorts of things. Anything short of like rubbing, and you're totally fine. It's not going anywhere. Abby's asking why I don't put mascara on the bottom. I do when I do a smoky eye, but I prefer length in my eyes this way, not this way. Okay, my eyes are fairly big anyway, so but even for people with smaller eyes, I really discourage the bottom mascara unless you have something on your inner lid. I think Christy would disagree with me. She does bottom mascara and does liner underneath. Christy, I still have not seen you put it on your inner membrane, which I know isn't going to happen now because your poor eyes are all swollen. But it's just my preference. It's just what I like. I like length in the eyes this way, not this way. This says cute. This says beautiful. It also changes the dynamic of your face a little bit. So it just is preference. Another smoky eye tutorial soon. Yeah, y'all cannot get enough of that smoky eye stuff. So yes, I'm going to, the next one I do is kind of a pink smoky eye, sort of. Not really sure what you call it. I'm going to do like an Instagram look with some really pink eyeshadow and pink lips and pink, just pink. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna wear with that because I don't have anything pink. I have some sequins. I have a sequin top. That's what I'll wear. Or I'll wrap that thing around me that I have hanging over the door so that you can't see that we don't have any door trim. We don't have door trim. And it looks really trashy. We don't have any wall trim either. And half of the rooms in our house don't have doors because we were so anxious to get in here. We told them, stop. I don't care about the trim. Just get out and let us move in. So our house is a little unfinished, to say the least. But I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to hang sequins over the door because that works for me. Hi, Taryn. All right. So anyway, find me some San Antonio people, please. Help me. Message me if you need questions. Or if you have questions, and let me know who you have in mind. I would love to have some young people, if you're some 18-year-olds, even girls who are 17, if their mom wants to sponsor them. I know a couple of situations where that's actually working out really well. So those young girls are way more tech savvy. They love makeup. They've watched YouTube tutorials since they were 7, and even if they're not a pro makeup artist, they could be really successful at this. But so can other, anybody who just likes this and isn't terrified of being live. This is really all it takes. This is what I do. I just make sure that I'm present, that I am actively available online for people to ask questions, and the business just comes my way. I really don't have to ask for a whole lot from people. This company it's ridiculous. It's extremely generous, very integrity. That doesn't work. It has an incredible amount of integrity. The leaders are real people, normal people, and I'm loving it. Super easy. So I'm starting to lose you guys. I will be back later this week with Pinky Pinkerson face. That's what we're gonna call it. Pinky Pinkerson. All right, so talk to y'all later. Thanks for chiming in.